So I'm John Hacker, and I'm the manager of energy efficiency business development for Daikin U.S. So Daikin is the world's largest HVAC manufacturer, and we're committed to elevating the quality of air in homes, businesses, and public spaces. Daikin has a rich history and brings 95 years of expertise to the HVAC industry. We are headquartered in Osaka, Japan, and operate a number of different brands within the United States. Those brands include Daikin, Goodman, Amana, Daikin Applied, AAF Flanders, among some others. Our core business is focused around providing space heating and cooling solutions for a number of different markets, including residential, multifamily, light commercial, and the applied and industrial sector. Over our rich 95-year history, we've developed three core technologies, which include inverter-driven compressors, heat pumps, and refrigerants, all of which we combine into what we think are highly efficient and environmentally friendly HVAC solutions for the United States. Our goal at Daikin U.S. is to look toward the future and understand what challenges and opportunities may exist, and work to either try and overcome those challenges or ensure our businesses are properly positioned to take advantage of those opportunities. Daikin's heat pump solutions support building electrification and decarbonization, which are increasingly important topics as state governments and the U.S. federal government are establishing plans to achieve greenhouse gas emission reduction goals over the medium and long term. So in my role day to day, I support many demonstration projects, field tests, and partnerships with startups to bring awareness to our heat pump solutions, validate their results in the field, or help to understand how we can innovate our business and accelerate adoption of these environmentally friendly technologies. So today, we're best known for providing space cooling and heating. However, our mission is to improve the air that we all share. And this provides us a lot of flexibility to grow our offerings and solutions beyond the markets and solutions we provide today. So to keep up with a very fast-paced and ever-evolving HVAC industry, there are regulations and environmental initiatives. Daikin realizes we need to partner with external organizations, many of which are startups, so that we can be sure that we have the best solutions and best business processes in place. By looking outside our own organization and expertise, we can combine perspectives, our outlook, and our knowledge so that we can develop something more powerful and more impactful than we could otherwise on our own. Block Power is a really interesting organization which combines technology, community organizing, finance, and traditional engineering principles to offer turnkey solutions for building owners looking to reduce their energy costs and their environmental impact. When we first started working with Block Power, they were running successful traditional energy efficiency programs in New York City. These programs may have helped buildings install energy efficient lighting or improve the envelope of a building with new windows or new insulation. At that time, Block Power was interested in learning more about how old, dirty, oil-fired boilers, which are the source of not only environmental damage, but can also cause health-related issues, could be removed and replaced with something else. So over about a year's time, we worked really closely with them to share information on our equipment, how it can be applied in these applications, how our VRV equipment and other air source heat pumps would perform in the local market, and the best ways to design those solutions and implement them in the building. After that phase, Block Power began promoting air source heat pumps as a solution, and were able to implement them on a number of their projects in and around New York City. This was a wonderful proof of concept and demonstration of success in our partnership. And it really showed that sharing ideas and information about our respective businesses could make sure both organizations could be really effective by working together. As for success, I look to our work at St. Bartholomew's Church, which is located just north of New York City. The church previously had an old, inefficient oil-fired boiler, which provided heat along with portable electric-resistant space heaters and limited air conditioning, which made some of the spaces uncomfortable during warm weather. Through Block Power, the church installed Daikin's VRV equipment. And according to Block Power, the church has reduced its annual energy spend by 55%, while also reducing their greenhouse gas emissions by about 70%. That's a really huge impact. And in addition to that, now that the assembly hall is fully air conditioned, the church can actually host weddings throughout the entire summer, which is projected to increase their revenue by about $35,000 a year. It started with pretty preliminary discussions and sharing information about our technology and how it could be deployed in single-family homes in and around the New York City area and throughout New York State. Sealed's business model is to focus on providing turnkey solutions to single-family homes, generally focused on messaging, on comfort and energy savings. So after a period of about 1 year or 1.5 years of sharing information, sharing education, making them experts in our air source heat pump technology, they were prepared to begin offering that as a solution to their customers. What we're very interested in with Sealed is their knowledge of the consumer and their ability to message and bring these solutions to end users in a really new way. So with that, we formally executed a pilot on a relatively small scale so that we could start small and work together to retrofit some homes and free them of their fossil fuel appliances, and instead improve the comfort and reduce the energy costs of these homes with our air source heat pump technology. Currently today, Sealed is expanding their geographic footprint as well. So they're growing beyond New York, and we're looking forward to growing our relationship with Sealed as well. What that means is scaling the opportunity, scaling the partnership, so that we can make it easy for Sealed to work with our equipment and our channel partners, and ultimately overcome the barriers that exist to air source heat pump adoption, which include higher upfront costs, generally longer project development timeline, and Sealed allows us to both easily overcome both of those obstacles today. So for Daikin, it's critically important that our solutions, our technologies are ahead of the pack. And with that, to keep up with technology change, the evolution and incorporation of the Internet of Things, new mobile communication platforms, we identified that while we have core expertise in HVAC technologies, that to bring solutions for the 21st century and beyond, we really needed to bring in new, fresh perspective, new expertise, so that we can collaborate and work together to innovate our business, innovate our offerings, and streamline our operations. So I think that starting slow before formalizing any partnership is critically important. During that time, you can share information about each other's businesses, the culture, the expectations, directionally where both businesses want to go. It's really important to understand their perspective and their operating environment, right? By their nature, startups are generally a little leaner. People wear multiple hats. And to some degree, there are both pros and cons of that environment, right? To some degree, startups can be a bit more nimble and a bit more agile and pivot more quickly, which is one of the reasons why we at Daikin U.S. like working with startups. But that can also cause a little friction through our partnerships. Daikin, as an organization, is very methodical in our decision making. We're very inclusive in our decision making, so we like to bring a lot of stakeholders together and consider, big decisions that may face us in terms of a partnership or a strategy. And sometimes that can cause a little conflict, or just us not being able to meet expectations for certain timelines set by startups, right? So what I've learned is that having an open line of communication and being open about expectations and timeline is critically important. We're working with startups today to try to change the status quo of installing fossil fuel heating appliances and converting them to air source heat pumps. And when we partner with startups, we're looking to make that transition happen more easily and faster than it would otherwise. So those two principles of supporting Daikin's business position in the marketplace today, while supporting environmental initiatives, are core and critical, and frankly at the center of our decision making when we think about what startups do we partner with and how do we work with them. For me, when I think about Daikin collaborating and partnering with US-based startups, I think about bringing Japanese craftsmanship and engineering excellence and combining that with agile American startups that both are hungry to innovate and grow quickly. And when we combine those two in the right way, the rising tide helps lift both boats, in the sense that we allow the American startups to do what they do well and grow, and they help us bring in more equipment and improve our market position in the United States. Frankly, I think the opportunities are limitless. For us, I think we've proven and demonstrated that the cultures work really well together and to some degree complement each other. My words of advice to US startups is to certainly seek out Japanese organizations to partner with, and to think critically about how you as a smaller organization can support some of these entities coming from Japan, and to both further their awareness of US culture and how to be most successful in this market.